Hey lovelies, if you feeling this outfit like I was, then let's get into this DIY. So we started off with these Adidas pins. I'm only going to be using these Adidas pins for this transformation. So this is how it fits on me, and it's time to get into transforming. Now I'm going to turn the pins inside out, and we're going to cut the seam off that lies between the two pants legs. So we're going to just go straight around and down to the other side, and when you're finished you're going to have this long piece of hem, or like serged lining, I guess, whatever it's called. And I'm going to match both of the crotches, the back crotch to each other and the front crotch to each other, and it should lay something like this. So straighten out them legs, make sure everything is in place so you can get everything evened up, crotch to crotch, front crotch with front crotch, back crotch with back crotch, and it should look like this. And you're supposed to sew going straight down like how the arrows show. But for you to know and make sure it has a good fit, try it on like I'm showing you here. Pin it, chalk, a fabric chalk to mark how tight or how loose you want it, but you want to make sure that you get a great fit for the style that I'm doing. It could be loose if you wanted to, but I want mine to be a little snug, loose enough for me to walk and move in, but snug enough and it's not looking like baggy. So I'm using a chalk, and I'm gonna go ahead and mark it and sew that up. I use a straight stitch showing down, and I'm gonna turn it inside out so you can see what the outside look like. And you can leave it like this. My mom liked it just like this, but I'm gonna go ahead and be extra and cut a curve. I want a high-low asymmetrical skirt going on here, and I also left it like this. I went ahead and serged the edges, and then I hemmed it, and I left it like this for a couple of days. I wish I took pictures. I so forgot to take pictures, but we're going to transform this up a notch, and we're going to go ahead and take the piece that we cut off, that pants leg piece that we cut off, and we're going to take them stripes and we're going to use it to our advantage. We're not going to waste no fabric in this DIY. So I want to save the zipper for another project in the future, or whatever the case may be. It's always good to hang on to your zippers. You never know when you may need them. So I went ahead and seam ripped that and just cut the rest out normally close to the stripes. And now I'm just playing around with the design. I figured out I wanted to go down and there we go. I pinned that, I looked at it, see how I like it and stuff like that, tucked it in to see how it would be, but you know, it fell down. Then I'm showing y'all I want to sew that up so it can look real seamless going down there and match up with the other stripe on the other side, and that's how the back would be. So previously you saw that it was a long piece going down, that it gave like a maxi asymmetrical skirt look. So I had that tucked underneath and folded up to the desired length that I wanted. Now that it was pinned at the desired length that I wanted, I marked it with the chalk so I could go ahead and cut it off because I have my desired length now. Like I said, we are not wasting no fabric in this project, so just put that to the side. And now it's time to sew down that piece that we was pinning. So go ahead, use your straight stitch, make sure you back stitch, and I'm gonna go ahead at this edge and pivot the fabric. So I make sure the needle is down into the fabric. I raise up my presser foot and I put it back down when I'll go back to sew. So you just sew that all the way down until you reach the end, and of course you back stitch again. So I'm going ahead and I'm sewing this little piece down, which I probably could have did without, but I wanted a little tension on this so that it could lay flat. It still didn't lay flat, but it is what it is. The skirt still came out cute in my opinion. So the leftover fabric, the excess fabric, we're going to go ahead and cut it all close to the seam, and make sure you don't clip your thread even though you're getting close to the seam. So after that, we must hem the bottom. So I serged the edge of the bottom, and then I went ahead and flipped it under once and sewed it down. I tucked in the serging threads that's left over inside, and we're done with the skirt. The skirt is finito. The skirt is finished, and we're gonna move on to the top. Now I drafted out how I wanted the top with the leftover scraps of fabric, and I'm gonna go ahead and do like I did before. Cut this piece out. I'm gonna seam rip the zipper out, and I'm gonna go ahead start chalking out and mapping out kind of how I want the top to be situated and cut and stuff like that. So I know I need space for my armpit. I know I need space for it to go in a slant the way I want to. So right here, I'm just gonna chalk out how I want my slant to be, tuck it under, see if it looks the way I want it to look, and go ahead with doing the final chalk out marks so we could get this started. Now I draped this piece of fabric on myself, so I had a little bit of fabric wrapping around towards the back of me, and I'm basically not cutting all of that off until the end. I'm gonna work it into my advantage, so I don't want to cut anything too soon. Basically, I'm just evening out the fabric, making sure things are straight and aligned. Right here, I'm just cutting off like the seam that was on the side, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut out my armpit, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut out the slant that I made for the top, and we're gonna serge that and hem it, and I'm gonna add the stripes on it because that's gonna be our strap to go over our shoulder. This is how that's looking. The bottom piece that you saw I had, I'm gonna go ahead, flip that over right sides to right sides, and I'm gonna serge that, or you can straight stitch that down. And this is how everything is looking so far. I went ahead and serged that off, so you could literally just cut it off and leave it like that. Now, I'm cutting little by little, so I'm just marking where I would want it to be cut. So I grabbed another scrap of fabric, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut that seam off and cut it in half because I want it to be able to reach around to the back of me so I could place my zipper. I did not end up using a zipper for this project. I just did a lace up backing, but the way it fit would have been fine if I would have added a zipper as well. So we're gonna go ahead and do the lace up part, and you're gonna need something that you could loop. You're gonna need your loops. So I went ahead and cut the seam off that piece of scrap, and I measured it out by how big I wanted my loop onto the fabric, but they were like 1.5 inches, and I cut out 8 of these pieces. Now you can make your own little loops, but I used what I had near me, so be resourceful of your fabric. And I went ahead and took another scrap because you're going to need something to enclose this. So I folded my little pieces in half like a sandwich or like a hot dog bun, and I went ahead and pinned that to the fabric. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this in half too because I want it to be skinnier for both sides, because you got to do this to both sides. Once I finish putting the loops down, I'm going to take that fabric or that scrap that I cut in half, and I'm going to go ahead and place it over top of the loops. So you notice I'm pinning the loops right sides to the fabric. I'm not placing it outside to the edge. I'm placing it to the inside, and I'm going to go ahead and place that fabric on top of it. So I'm going to make a straight stitch going down the edge of it. And this is how it should look. Once you do that, you're gonna go ahead and whatever fabric that's left over, you could leave it like that, or you could go ahead and hem it. So right now I'm just lacing up my top and you're done. You are finished. You are finito. So I hope you like this tutorial. It was kind of hard to explain. I just wanted to like let y'all know what I was doing a little bit, but it definitely was hard to explain. I hope it was easier to understand by watching than me explaining it. Anyways, if you like how this outfit came out, you know, like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and go check out how I did my hair and my makeup. The links will be below. This look will be below. Check out my Instagram, and until next time, lovelies, later.